new babe.
What's good, TMG fam? Listen, if you like me, man, then you come from a family of lottery players, bro. I come from a family like my pops. He still plays lottery, cash 3, cash 4, faithfully, Mega Millions. What else does he play? I don't think he does the scratch offs anymore. I think those are his main things: cash 3, cash 4, Mega. I think those are his main 3 right there. Like, my mom's, when, back when she used to play, my aunts, relatives, even some of Queen family that I know, man. Just, it's all around us, bro. All around us. Like, I knew people who would go to the store and literally buy the entire roll. Buy the entire roll, go home, and that would be their entertainment for the night, taking a coin and just scratching that entire roll. Like, I know people like that. Like, it's crazy, man, but I don't personally know of any big winners of the lottery. Nobody I know has won big. I know people who have hit like maybe the cash 3, cash 4, you know what I mean, 1,500 here or something like that, but nothing like. No, I take that back. I do know of a couple that did, I think, maybe a scratch off, the story went, and I think they hit for like maybe a couple $100,000 or something like that. That's probably the most I think I've heard or known of somebody that won. But this video here, 10 unluckiest lottery winners, bro. This has got to hurt. This is probably going to be painful to watch and hear, but I'm here for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I never could get into it. You know what I mean? I've played, don't get me wrong. When it mega goes up crazy, yeah, you got to be in it to win it. So I'll go out and buy a few, Queen will buy some. You know what I'm saying? But we're not those, like, around us that are consistent. Like, my pops plays consistent day in, day out. You know what I mean? If he plays the midday, he may not play the evening. But if he plays the evening, he may not play the midday. But consistent. Let's check this one out, though. This one is probably going to be painful to watch.
Hung Win is a hard-working family man from California who got lucky when he bought a winning Powerball ticket. Unfortunately, the timing was bad. Win was visiting Vietnam and didn't know that he had the winning ticket. He discovered his good fortune only upon returning to the USA several months later to find his face all over the news. Lottery officials released a security camera video of him purchasing the ticket, hoping that this would help them track down the winner. Unfortunately, Win's luck ended with the purchase. Seeing as it was bought months ago, Win couldn't locate his ticket anymore. He tried to claim the prize without the actual ticket, but that is against the rules, and the rules were not bent for this case. Unable to find the ticket before the deadline, Win was never able to claim his prize.
Oh, I'd have been sick. Oh, I'd have been sick, bro. I would still be sick, bro. Like, literally sick to my stomach to come back and knew. I wonder what it was for. Did it show on the ticket? Let's go back and look. What was the ticket for? Did it say? Dang. Maybe y'all know the story. Let me know in the comment section, bro. Oh, bro. I would be sick.
The time ticker. Win couldn't locate against the rules, and the rules were not bent for this case. Unable to find the ticket before the deadline, Win was never able to claim his prize. Denise Rossi is a Californian woman who felt trapped in an unhappy marriage. Fortune smiled at her when she won the lottery. Her lucky lottery ticket was worth $1.3 million. When she cashed it in, she decided not to share the good news with her husband. On the contrary, she decided to divorce him. She left him without a word. The husband was suspicious, but still agreed to the divorce without much discussion. When he finally found out about her fortune and what it was that gave her the courage to disappear from his life, he sued her for not disclosing the information in the divorce settlement. He won the law.
I knew he win. I knew he was gonna win that. That, bro, you might as well have just cashed the lottery ticket, went on ahead and gave him half. Like, here's your half, go about your business. You probably would have came out better in that situation than to think you was gonna win that and then divorce. Like your name wasn't gonna be plastered everywhere. People kill me thinking they gonna hide from, you're not, especially not today in the social media era, you're not gonna hide, it's gonna get out and leak some kind of way. Somebody's gonna leak it. Like, you can't trust anybody, fam. Woo. That was not the right move. She made the wrong moves. Every move. I knew he was going to win that. Sheesh.
He sued her for not disclosing the information in the divorce settlement. He won the lawsuit and took every penny she had won away from her by the court's order.
Now I'm surprised she ain't have you didn't dropped off off a cliff somewhere. But dang, bro, you had to take everything. I get it, you mad and everything like that, but just take half. Half it up. Y'all split it half and then go about your ways. I see why she wanted to divorce you, bro. You was cutthroat. You took everything. That's just dirty.
Joel Ifirgan is a Canadian man who has been involved in a 7-year-old unsuccessful lawsuit, with the goal being getting the money he had won on the lottery 7 seconds too late. Ifirgan purchased the winning ticket at a local convenience store just a few minutes before 9 p.m., which was the deadline for the ticket registration. He bought 2 tickets, out of which the second ticket, the $27 million one, was registered 7 seconds after the deadline. Because of this transgression, Ifirgan was awarded nothing. The man, however, found this to be a great injustice and decided to sue in order to get his full prize. 7 years later, the Supreme Court did not rule in his favor, and he is now left with a mountain of legal fees. In 2000...
Bro. Huh? I purchased it, but it wasn't processed, the second one, till 7 seconds after. How is that my fault? I made it there in time. Come on, man. Like, oh my God, 27 million, bro. I'm driving my vehicle through the courthouse. Like, y'all are gonna hate me. Y'all might as well just put me away. What?
4. An elderly Indiana citizen got his 15 minutes of fame on television. 73-year-old Carl Atwood went on a lottery game filmed for TV and won $73,450. Sadly, the day that Atwood got lucky was also the last day of his life. That same evening, he went to a grocery store to do some shopping. He was crossing the street only a block away from his home when he got hit by a truck. The intersection was badly lit, and Atwood was wearing dark clothing, which made him impossible to spot for the truck driver, who was just turning the corner when he accidentally ran the recent lottery winner over. Timothy Elliott is a man from Massachusetts who had a history of mental illness. He was diagnosed with schizoid personality disorder and was known to get into trouble. On one occasion, he robbed a convenience store, only to take all the money he had stolen into a different convenience store and buy all of the lottery tickets they had to offer. He didn't win anything, but he was taken to prison, where he was given minimal jail time due to his illness. He was, however, given mandatory mental health counseling and put on probation, which banned him from leaving the country, alcohol or drug consumption, as well as gambling. During this probation period, Elliott purchased another lottery ticket and won $1 million. After he had cashed in his ticket, his photo made it to the papers, which led to him being recognized. As buying a lottery ticket is considered gambling, Elliott was taken back into prison, and his winnings were forfeited.
Come on. Now, you know you're supposed to send somebody to the store to get that for you. Really, though, it got to be somebody that you trust, so I understand. But at the same time, you can't jeopardize it, bro. What did you think was going to happen? That's why I don't understand people not thinking their picture or their identity is going to get out. Like, I hear about it all the time. The couple I was telling y'all about before that won the lottery where I'm from, they tried to keep it a secret, man. And I get it. I would try to do the same thing, but it's hard to keep. That secret's gonna get out, fam. It's gonna get out. So in his case, he should have sent somebody. Come on, man. We gotta stop being just dumb.
Jose Antonio Cuotok was a refugee from Guatemala who moved to the USA in pursuit of the American dream. Finding a job he was satisfied with, he seemed to be doing well, only to reach the peak of his US dream by winning the lottery. Cuotok got lucky and won $750,000. Cuotok was an illegal immigrant, and thus he was afraid that being a lottery winner would draw too much attention to him. Trying to avoid the unwanted spotlight, he asked his boss, who knew of his situation, to cash the ticket in for him. The man agreed, and he did cash the ticket, but decided to take the money for himself.
I knew that was gonna happen, bro. I knew that. Man, that sucks that had to happen to you, homie, but I knew you couldn't trust your boss, bro. As people do not have a heart these days. There's some savages.
And disappear. Cuotok was understandably outraged and continued to hunt and sue his former boss over the winnings. During the trial, which he consequently won, he lost a huge portion of the winnings on lawyer fees, and most importantly, revealed himself as an illegal immigrant. When he picked up what was barely left of his money, he was forced to leave the country. A young man from—
What do you do in that situation, man? You screwed either way. Some people have the worst luck ever. That's all it boils down to, fam. Oh, but a situation like that, fam, you be stalking your boss for the rest of his life. I'm sitting outside your crib. I'm everything. I'm following you to work. Yeah, you don't have to see me for the rest of your life.
From Wichita, Kansas, who made his living working at the local Sonic burger stand, bought a lucky scratch ticket, which won him $750,000. He picked up his winnings at the lottery office where he got a bonus Lucky Lottery Winner t-shirt. He sported the t-shirt when he went to make his first purchase with his newfound wealth, which turned out to be marijuana and methamphetamine. When he went home with his judgment clouded from the tasting of the goods he had acquired, he reloaded his butane lighter, standing right next to a gas stove. This resulted in an explosion that destroyed most of his house, but luckily left him alive. Unfortunately for him, what survived with him was just enough drugs to give police reason to arrest him right after he came out of the hospital.
I get it. He was in his mind. He was like, yo, I got this money. All I need to do is flip it now. That's where we automatically go. Okay, how can we flip it? How can we make it double? Bad move, bro. Bad move. Karma just wasn't on your side, bro.
Frane Selak from Croatia can either be regarded as the luckiest or the unluckiest man in the world. We featured his story in other videos before, but we just couldn't leave it out of this one. Selak has a bad habit of getting into trouble his entire life, coming face to face with death far too often. The music teacher's string of near-fatal accidents started back in the 1960s when he was traveling on a train from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik when the train suddenly derailed and plunged into an icy river, killing 17 passengers, but not Selak. The following year, Selak flew to
I remember this dude. He just couldn't die.
Rijeka when the cockpit door was blown away, killing 19 passengers and leaving Selak with minor injuries as he miraculously landed in a haystack. In 1970, he managed to escape minutes before his car exploded due to a faulty fuel pump. And 3 years later, another one of his cars caught fire, with him losing only his hair, and other than that, being completely fine. 20 years later, he was hit by a city bus, and in 1996, he drove off a cliff to avoid an accident on the road, and managed to survive that as well. In 2003, however, his string of unlucky misfortunes ended when he won a $1 million lottery. Andrew Jack Whitaker was a construction company president from West Virginia worth $17 million when he hit—
What's the taxes on that, y'all? How much do you actually bring home? 17 million? What goes to the IRS and what do you actually bring home? And then that ongoing debate, should you take it in lump sum or should you take it in payments each year?
A $315 million Powerball jackpot. The wealthy man was now even wealthier.
Wait, what? Hold on, say that again?
Virginia, worth $17 million, when he hit a $315 million Powerball jackpot. The wealthy man was now even wealthier, but decided to share the wealth his luck had brought him. Whitaker donated 10% of his winnings to Christian charities, $14 million to his Jack Whitaker Foundation, and bought the woman who sold him the lucky ticket a $123,000 house, a new Dodge Ram truck, and gave her $50,000 in cash. However, his kindness was not returned with kindness, but rather the opposite. What followed in Whitaker's life was a string of misfortunes. He was robbed multiple times, and had his bank account emptied by thieves, and his car being broken into on multiple occasions. His granddaughter and her boyfriend died from a drug overdose, and his daughter died only several years after the tragic incident. Whitaker is allegedly broke now, and known for giving way to an alcohol addiction, as well as a bad habit of frequenting.
What did you expect? Alcohol abuse would be the least of my worries. Like, and that's another thing about it, man. Like, winning the lottery, it puts a target on your back. That's why a lot of people try to do it anonymous, man, because you don't want people trying to rob you. Or the alternative, have their hand out every few seconds.
Dodgy strip clubs. Anuj Khan from Chicago wasn't a fan of the lottery, but in June 2012, he decided to try his luck. Amazingly, the one and only ticket he bought turned out to be a lucky one. Khan won $1 million. Khan decided to pick up all of his money at once, but his wait for the check was cut short as he was pronounced dead the very next day. His death was ruled a death of natural causes due to hardened arteries, and several basic tests were run to confirm this. Still, his relatives were suspicious, and they insisted on in-depth toxicology scans and a more thorough autopsy. Their hunch turned out to be right, as Khan was actually a very rare victim of cyanide poisoning. The suspicion that he was murdered for the large sum of money that he had won was confirmed when someone cashed his winnings 2 months later. The murderer was never discovered.
See what I mean? See what I mean? Like, that target on your back, you gotta look over your shoulder. Imagine the world finding out you just won 50 or $100 million or $300 million. Bro, your life is never the same. You gotta look over your shoulder. You can't trust nobody. Not even, it'd be your close family members that do it to you. For real, it'd be your close family members that'll have you set up. You'd be like, oh, how did they know I was gonna be here? It was only a few people. And then you realize it right before they kill you. 10 unluckiest lottery winners, man. That just sucks, bro. That's just a string of bad luck that nobody wants. You never want to hear yourself saying, man, I won the lottery, but I couldn't take the winnings home because it didn't process till 7 seconds after. Man, like, they could have gave him at least a piece of it or something. Like, do the right thing, man. Jeez. I get it though. But y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thought of this video, man. Until the next one, I'm gone. Peace.